This week, the gold market has pushed down much further, definitely much further than I expected, but fortunately, we are going to talk about my game plan for the upcoming week, specifically talking about my entries, my exits, and the profit targets that I have for this upcoming week on gold. And as we can see, the market was extremely choppy. If you remember to last week, you will know that we already marked up the chart, but this week we're just going to make some slight adjustments so that way we can start off the week fresh with new levels as necessary. So as usual, I am going to start on the weekly time frame, and you can see that the previous week closed extremely bearish with this low momentum doji candle right here, and then this past week closed a bit more bearish. So it'll be interesting to see if price could continue to push down for this week. If you are tired of missing out on gold, in this blueprint, you're going to get an easy to follow profitable gold trading table, as well as profitable entry levels and strategies. If you've tried to decode things like FOMC, geopolitical events, you may have tried without much success. And in this blueprint, you're also going to master simple strategies that the big players like banks and institutions follow, and then also be able to spot profitable opportunities so that way you could avoid some of the common traps that other traders fall into. And then of course, you're going to save hours of research with a clear and actionable plan inside of the gold market. Just take a look at what some people are saying about this. So go ahead and grab your copy of the Profitable Gold Market Blueprint today. So everything so far is looking pretty good on the weekly time frame. I'm going to quickly call out some of the levels that I drew last week, but like I said, if you want a full breakdown, go ahead and check out the previous gold video just 1 week from this video. So the first level here is at 3,500 flat. Second level is at 34.44. This level is at 34.08.50, and this yellow level here, which is one of my key levels, this is sitting roughly at 33.83, and then this next black level here, or gray level here, is at 33.57.60. And then we do have some other structure that we marked off. We'll check out those on lower time frames, but for right now, let's just focus on these larger ones. So the next one right here is at 32.76. The next one is at 32.41, and then this yellow level here is sitting roughly at 31.95. You can see that I do have an alert here, and then this next level is at 31.68.53. The next one is at 31.04.57, and then the next level is at 30.40, and then this yellow level here is sitting at roughly 3,000 flat. It's at 30.02, and then the next one is going to be at 29.66.76. So now that we have all the key levels, let's go ahead and go down to lower time frames and see if we need to measure anything or remeasure anything in order to make sure that we got what we are looking for. So if you are finding this helpful so far, go ahead and like and comment on this video so that way I can continue to make these videos for you in order for you to have a game plan for this upcoming week. So now let's go ahead and go down to the daily time frame. Now that we have more data here, we can see a lot more structure that has been formed, and so far the major levels that we just called out on the last time frame, they look pretty good. So I'm just going to eyeball it here, and as you can see, I do have more candles here, or there are more candles here, so we can see this a lot more clearly. Everything is looking good so far on the daily. Let's go down to the H4 time frame. All right, so we can see that price went up, came down, found a level of support, and then that's what this level is here. So as we called out on the weekly time frame, this level is at 32.76.41 to be precise, and I just put this level here because mainly it was serving as a level of exhaustion, and you can see that this bullish wick came all the way right here, so I just wanted to make sure that I had that marked off. You can see that I got some other things marked off here on the chart, so this is just me analyzing in real time at that moment. So all this stuff is not necessary anymore because we have fresh data and we have fresh analysis for this upcoming week. So this is looking pretty good here on the H4 time frame. You can see that the support is lining up, support, and almost support right here, lining up quite perfectly. So let me go ahead and go down to the H2 H2 time frame. All right, so now we can see a lot more data. So I do have a minor level right here, and you could draw this or not, but basically this was really instrumental in terms of me looking for an opportunity, and I did take a short somewhere in here that was profitable. Definitely good to analyze in real time. So this little level is drawn at 33.1358. So I don't know if we'll continue to need it for this upcoming week. Perhaps, especially if it keeps this level of resistance right here, this still could be a good level. So for right now, I am going to keep it on my chart and then just extend as necessary. So looking at the other price data elements here, all of this is still looking good. I don't think there's anything I want to change. So let's go down to the H1 time frame and clean it up before we get into our entries, exits, and potential profit targets for this upcoming week. So as you can see, things are lining up perfectly with these levels that we called out on the weekly time frame. I'm going to get rid of this because I don't know if that's still going to be the game plan for this upcoming week, and get rid of that alert. So far, everything is looking good. So let's just go ahead and clean up this area. So let me just zoom in. Okay, cool. So we can see right now that price is literally right here. It's at this resistance level that we marked up on a higher time frame. And if you need a little bit more confirmation, you can look here, rejections, came back a little bit, but then pushed up here, rejection here, a level of rejection. So this is a really strong rejection level. That's why we drew it in the first place. So as far as what I'll be looking for the upcoming week, one thing that I would be looking for is for this level of support right here. If it maintains, then I would possibly be looking for a buy. I'm going to talk about what that'll look like in a second. But this level is at 32.24.31. So this level, if it remains above here, then there could be an opportunity for buys. But one other thing that we need to take into consideration before we just go ahead and start buying up the market is this level of resistance here. Yes, we do have this level right here that is a strong level of resistance. But before we get there, we have to be able to push through this level first. So basically price is kind of stuck in this area. Really, if price pushes above here, then it's in this zone. So what I would be looking for, so price could potentially bounce off of this level and then continue to push up. So that is one idea right there. Let me extend this. One idea. And my other idea is basically just looking at the structure at the moment. So when I talk about structure, I'm talking about this level of support right here. And then I also have a level of support right here. So let's just say if price wanted to continue the overall bearish moves, because we can see very clearly that the momentum is bearish. So if you want to go with the momentum, then obviously you'd be looking for sells. But if you want to go against it, obviously you'd be looking for buys. And depending on your skill level, you could take both. And that's something that I've been doing, but mostly I stick with the trend. If I wanted to take a counter trend opportunity, then I would probably wait for price to bounce off of this level, maintain the support, and then push up here. That would be a nice profit target. Well, actually this right here at 32.41 roughly would be a nice profit target, the first one, and then the second one would be up here at this 32.65 zone. So those are ideas. So let me just go ahead and mark these off super quick, and just keep in mind that these are counter trend ideas, so they could be quite risky. So those are those two, and then following with the trend, what I would possibly look for, let's just say that price did get up to this level, but it showed me signs that it wanted to continue to push down, then obviously I would take a short from this level and then target this level of support right here at roughly 31.95. And of course, like anything, before price gets to this point, it has to break through this level, break through this level, break through this minor level, and then come here. So those would basically just be stopping points for me throughout this entire trade, continuing with the trend. I've created another community here on School called Consistent Profitable Traders. And if you want to join, you can go to school.com/traders in order to join this free membership. I have a number of things here inside of the community. You can see that the community is growing. There are people being added almost every single day. And then inside of the classroom, I do have some things here. I'm constantly adding new things, new resources for new traders. And if you go over to the calendar, then you'll see that I have a monthly call with everybody inside of this group. So if you want to join this community, go ahead and go to school.com/traders and I'll see you there. But let's just say for whatever reason that the momentum changes throughout this week and price continues to push up. So going back to up here, obviously we have to get through this zone before we could go much further up. So same idea, I would target this area. This is about 100 pips. This is not really in my trading plan, mainly because I look to target 100 pips. So that means that I need a range that is greater than 100. But if yours allow for something smaller, then this could be an opportunity. But for me, I would be more so looking for an opportunity above this resistance level and then going to this level right here, this minor level that we drew or that we extended on another time frame. So this level, just to repeat, is at 31.13. And then basically I would be really cautious on the buys, especially because the overall momentum is bearish. So continuing with that bearish trend, just basically what I would be doing is just targeting these other levels here. So if price broke this level of resistance and continue to push down, then I would go here to 31.69 roughly, and that is 250 pips, which is more than enough room for me to be able to get what I need from the market and continue. And then let's just say it continues to move down, then my next target would be here at 31.04, and price could push down. It moved about 1,000 or so pips this past week, so definitely a lot more room to come all the way down here, but this is quite a lot. This is almost 2,000 pips, so I would be looking for something more so here in this area or maybe even here in this area for this upcoming week. Obviously that bias can change throughout the week as we get a lot more details, and those will be things that I'll be sharing with people inside of my Profitable Traders Academy in real time. So if you found this video to be helpful in terms of coming up with your game plan for this upcoming week, then go ahead and give the video a like, comment, share, and I will see you next week.